Okay, so this is this is basically combining law of sines and law of cosines. Okay, I'm not going to do this problem from scratch because it's actually pretty intuitive. Okay, so let's just look right over here. Okay, I want to just focus on the top. All right. Now, actually, let's start it like this. So solve the triangle basically means find all angles and all sides. Okay, whenever you see solve the triangle, it means find the angle and find all angles and all sides. So D, F, G, angle D, angle F, angle G. Okay, D is 4.7, F is 5.1, and G is 81. Okay. All right, so we need to find the remaining 3 pieces. So let's start by finding G. I like to find the sides first. Okay, if you have a combination of sides and angles, I like to find the side first. Okay, so check this out. We're gonna put G here. All right, and then 5.1 here. 4.7. It doesn't, like I said, it doesn't matter what order they have it in, but let's just so that you guys can line it up, visually line it up easier. Okay, this is 4.7, 5.1, 4.7, 5.1, and this is 81. That's just literally what we did for warm up. Okay, and you plug that into your calculator. Okay, now that's exactly what they did here. Okay, and don't forget the square root, and they got 6.4 for G. Okay, they got 6.4. I'll do it in red. 6.4. Okay, believe it or not, that's the hardest part. Okay, now you're going to do law of cosines. Okay, so check this out. I'm going to go yellow over yellow, yellow over yellow, and that's what I got right over here. Okay, yellow over yellow, and let's find angle D over orange and orange. Okay, and then you cross multiply, and we get, remember, please look at these two right here. Okay, please look at those two. Remember, I told you if you have an angle in quadrant 1, okay, if you have an angle in quadrant 1, when you do inverse sine, you also have an angle in quadrant 2. Okay, remember that we did that. Okay, let me pull up the unit circle again just to make sure that you guys understand what I'm doing. Okay, so where is it at? Boom. Where is it at? Oh, unit circle. Oh, it's right here. Okay, remember, if you have like if you look right here, the sine of the inverse sine, the sine value of 45, let's look at 30. The sine value of 30 is 1/2. The sine value of 150 is also 1/2. Okay, 30 and 150 have the same sine values. Okay, so if there's an angle with a certain sine value on quadrant 1, there's also another angle with the same value in quadrant 2. Okay, and you just subtract. Okay, you just subtract the quadrant 1 angle from 180. Okay, so in this case, let's look right here. 60 has a sine value of √3/2. So does 120. Okay, let's say you didn't know 120. How do you get 120? Subtract 60 from the 180 to get to the 120. Okay, and that's how they got this 133.5. Okay, so 46.5 is what your calculator will spit out. Then subtract this from 180 to get the quadrant 2 value. Okay, that also shares the same sine value of 0.7253. Now, with all that said, okay, 133.5 is not a feasible answer. Okay, because if 133.5 were indeed angle D, that will be an impossible triangle because 133.5 plus 81 will exceed 180, which is the maximum amount of degrees for a triangle. So 133.5 is not even a feasible answer. Okay, sometimes it will be though. Sometimes that quadrant 2 angle will be a feasible answer. Okay. Actually, I don't know. I'll take that back. Off the top of my head, it won't be, but I still want you to do that check. Okay. So as of right now, we got this 46.5. Okay. Right here. Okay. And now it's the easy part. Okay. So we got 46.5 here. All right. Now you just subtract 81 and 46.5 from 180 and you get the remaining angle. And you get 53. Okay. All right. So, let me just throw my arrows here. 1. Part 1 is how you get the 6.4. All right. Part 2 is how you get the angle D. Okay. And part 3 is how you get the 53. Right there. Okay, so I should really do this. Boom. Okay. All right, next example is, again, it's pretty much the same thing, except we're going to do inverse cosine. So check this out. Okay. So this is going to be like our second warm-up problem, number 3. Okay. So let's start by finding any angle. Okay, they chose to find angle C. So again, solving the triangle means find all angles and all sides. Okay, so I get A equals 2, B equals 2, C equals 2. Okay, this is 11.3, B is 7.2, and C is 14.8. Okay, and what they did, basically, they found angle C first. Okay, they found angle C first. And so you just start off, you do what we did in the first two problems, like number 3. Okay, they put C here, and then the 14.8 right here, and then the 7.2, 11.3, 7.2, 11.3, and just do exactly what we did like in number 3 and warm up. Okay, now, and that's how they got the 104. Okay, and that's how they got the 104 right here for angle C. 104.1. Okay, boom, and that's angle C. Now, once you get that, then it's the same thing, dude. You just use law of sines again. Okay, everything else is the same thing, 104.1. Now I'm going to go green to green. What was my colors before? Yeah, I think it was green to green. What colors did I use earlier? Yellow to yellow is right here. Is the same as, let's find angle B, orange to orange. Okay? All right. And then you get B is 28.2, and they did not do it. Okay? This time, I think maybe I just didn't copy and paste the full thing. Okay, and you get 151.8 if you subtract the 28.2 from 180. Now, it definitely cannot be 151.8, because if you add that with 104.1, it way exceeds 180, which is the maximum. Okay, so it's not going to be 151.8, so it has to be 28.2 for B. Okay, and then last step, subtract all of them from 180. Okay, subtract all of them from 180. And you will get, this is angle B. And for angle A, you'll get the 47.7. Okay? By subtracting it from 180, 47.7. All right, folks. That wraps up this lesson. I want you guys to do the following problems. Hang tight.